I had to pull over to make this video, ladies and gents, because Bitcoin has fallen off a cliff. Take a look at this. We had our support area. You know, we were kind of just fluctuating around here. You know, people were kind of gaining hope, losing hope, but you know, we did end up falling right through that trap door, and it did initiate that next big leg right here. And if we measure how big this leg is, just from kind of this high to where we are now, we kind of take a look at what we've done before. We have a little bit more blood that you know, I think it's fair to expect we're going to get in this market. You know, like I was saying, guys, if we end up losing this, basically this 19.5k level right here, you know, I wasn't really seeing any significant enough areas for support basically until this 17k area. And if you're wondering why this happened, you know, I think the biggest reason, the most obvious one right here, is going to be the dollar, guys. We've been talking about this a lot in this YouTube channel. If you've been subscribed, if you've been smashing up those likes, staying engaged to this YouTube channel, you're going to know all about this because the dollar has just been on an absolute rip. I want to put this in perspective before I talk about what's been happening in the short term, just so we can really understand how ridiculous this price action, well, this isn't a price action, but just how ridiculous this is going with the dollar right now. If we look at the beginning of 2021, this is January, look at this huge rip that the dollar went on. This is plus 21 points, bearing in mind that the DXY, the dollar index, is just a representation of the dollar against other major world currencies, so euro, Japanese yen, pound, Swiss franc, and so on. So, you know, other currencies getting decimated, and the US dollar also weak, but comparatively much stronger, and that's kind of why we're seeing this big rally up right here. And you know, those of you who have been subscribed for a little bit, not even very long, I've said this quite recently, are going to remember that in my view there's actually nothing stopping the dollar from getting all the way up here. You know, and that pain is being felt across the S&P 500 as well. I think this is the most important thing to keep in mind right now, ladies and gents. I've been saying this a lot on this YouTube channel, where if the S&P 500 is going to be dropping, I'm going to expect Bitcoin to follow, and the primary reason for that, guys, just love it or hate it, this is the reality of the market. You know, the Bitcoin market is going to be at the mercy of what happens with, you know, your regular mainstream you know, investment options, right? I mean, if your mainstream investors, the big guys that are sitting on Wall Street, are not happy with their index performance, they're not going to be feeling greedy. If they're not going to be feeling greedy, they're not going to be willing to take on additional risk, and if they don't want to take on additional risk, who the fuck is going to look at Bitcoin, right? This is really ultimately what it comes down to. Hopefully you knew these things when we were up above $60,000, because these facts have never been different. But you know, if it's taken a crash for you to learn these things, then that's okay. That's how it was for me as well. However, now that you're here, please do make sure that you are actually extracting these lessons out of the market, because otherwise there's no point being here. If you're not going to be learning much from what's going on, you're not going to be able to navigate the market in the future. That's what we're doing. That's what we're all about, you know, with the VIP package and so on, but I'll get to that in just a minute. First of all, I want to take a closer look at the S&P 500. We've still got a little bit until it closes, actually only 45 minutes at the time of me recording, but this is kind of our last area of support that I've been seeing on the S&P 500. You know, when we were up here, I was calling for a correction. I was saying that this is far too much upward price action for the S&P 500, and naturally I would expect this to correct. It's now corrected down to the very bottom of what I was expecting, so literally anything pardon me, anything lower than this is a problem. However, we are now at the 618 retracement, so ladies and gents, if there's any point that this index has a great chance of reversing and carrying on upwards, it's right now. This is the best area of support that the S&P 500 has. I personally didn't even think we would come down this low. I just didn't think the market would give us this, but we have it now, and that's great. This is the best case scenario in my opinion, as long as we don't see the 6 Fibonacci level lost, which is at about 3870. As long as this level isn't lost, I think we're doing really well. If we get a bounce off here, I'm going to have a lot of confidence in it, and I will definitely expect that we could be you know, carrying this little leg upwards right here. I don't know how I feel about that overall, because obviously things just don't look good across the world. However, a lot of people, and I've been saying this a lot, ladies and gents, a lot of people are becoming very cocky, very arrogant when they're talking about the markets dropping down. Wow, that's just completely crapped out. I can't show you the fear and greed index right now, unfortunately. There it is. You know, a lot of people are getting very cocky. You know, sentiment's still absolutely shot. We're in extreme fear. We're staying low. This is all lovely to see. You know, I don't like seeing people get arrogant with their trade positions, especially when they've been right for a little bit of time. You know, these things always come to an end. There's never been an exception, and there never will be an exception. You know, so that's something that I think is really, really important to keep in mind while you're observing the sentiment in the space. You know, I like to read my comments on this YouTube channel. I like to look at what's going on around Twitter and so on, just to get a read of the room, see what people are feeling, couple that with metrics like the Fear and Greed Index, couple that with metrics like the long to short ratio across various different exchanges. This is very, very important data that I've found to be very reliable. So, and I mean the collection of the data, not any specific one point, but that all kind of helps me build a very, very nice picture of where the market might be. That's helped us absolutely slay the market with Phantom. Guys, I am mind blown by, I'm not mind blown, this was quite obvious, this is what we do, but I'm quite impressed by our performance on Phantom right here, trading it down. We've now hit over a 100% profit inside of VIP. I mentioned earlier that I'll probably attempt to close the remainder of my position above 100% profit. I showed this to you guys like 3-4 days ago. That's now been done. And we've secured those gains. So I don't have the updated screenshots for you guys, unfortunately, as you can tell. Your boy's on the road, but the gains are there. Very, very impressive. If you want to get yourself inside, follow these steps on screen right here. We have slayed the markets once again. I'm actually looking at Bitcoin positions right now. I'm very keen on some Bitcoin plays. I'm watching Ethereum closely. Ethereum has skyrocketed against Bitcoin right here. It is now at a very long-term area of resistance that Ethereum hasn't been able to overcome since May of last year. So this is, I don't know, like 15 months or something now, like a long time ago. You know, this is something that I think is quite important. It's something that I'm going to be watching. Also, just the general price action with Ethereum, some nice Fibonacci interactions going on right here. So I did mention this 33382 area could turn out to be an area of resistance. If we zoom in, it's almost like technical analysis always works, because it does. That is exactly what we got. So there's a lot going on in the market right now. Some really nice positions shaping up. I've already got one plan that I've shared inside of VIP. They already know the details of what's going on. So like I said, if you want to get yourself inside of that action, this is the only way to join, and there is a discount running for you as well right now. So the first link in the description down below, that'll take you to my free Telegram channel. Press my name and then send message to ask me how to join. It's 3 clicks. There's no downloads. There's no signups. Super, super straightforward. And while you're down there, guys, if you like getting free cash, BitGet's still the place to be. You're getting $8,000 potentially in bonuses when you sign up to BitGet using my link in the description down below. So that's free money. You don't have to do much for it. So go ahead and take it. It's not going to last forever, this offer, but while it's here, do please take advantage of it. Linked in the description down below. Let's move it back to Bitcoin though. We're still ripping down a little bit, actively setting lows right now. Actually, let's take a look at this on the 5-minute. Yeah, look at that. We are setting lows right now as I speak. The thing about this market is there is no support that I'm seeing, right? So we're theoretically just potentially going to be in free fall until we can reach an area of support. And you know, if you want to be generous, and I really mean, you know, you're going to have to be generous. You could maybe say that this area is support because we had a little bit of interactions around here. That's kind of where we are right now. Honestly, we might lose that while on video. You know, there's not much here, which to me means that, yeah, we are kind of just beelining straight to our final area of support right here. This was our previous low. This is not even a good support level. Like, really, guys, it's a bad market's in a bad place right now. This is not a good support level technically, in my opinion. It's only a good support level psychologically because this was our recent low. So you know, that's not a very strong argument. I do not feel confident in it because of that. You know, if I'm looking at a support level, I want to see a little bit more how do I say, like, basis behind it. I want to see a little bit more substance behind it to tell me that I can rely on it. I'm not getting that from this one right here, guys. The good news though behind all of this is, you know what, I'm talking about potentially very quick drops, you know, failing support levels that are quite weak and so on. This works in reverse. You know, if the market is able to start getting a couple legs up, if the S&P 500 perhaps by the end of today, before you know, when you see this video, or maybe on tomorrow's open, bear in mind, in the United States, there was a national holiday yesterday, so the S&P 500 wasn't even open yesterday. We're not having a full week of trading this week. You know, if tomorrow being Wednesday, we're able to see a little bit of an improvement right here with the S&P 500. These are the kind of things that I think could really pull Bitcoin up, but they haven't happened yet. So, you know, right now we are still in this position where, like I said, I mean, if we do start rallying back up, I don't think there's much that's going to stop Bitcoin. I honestly think Bitcoin could probably just skyrocket right past all of these levels, and it would be absolutely beautiful, the wet dream that we're all wishing for. But until we get that first stimuli, until we get that first pump, you know, we are just kind of still following this downtrend. We're making yet another leg after yet another consolidation area right here. Look at this. I mean, really, guys, when you deconstruct what this chart looks like, you know, it's pretty clear what's going on. You know, we consolidate, we move slowly, whatever, then we make a leg down, then we consolidate, move slowly, make a leg down, consolidate, move slowly, make a leg down. This is it's pretty straightforward what's going on the charts. If these are things that are not immediately jumping out to you, then I would actually go as far as saying you're probably not prepared to even be a trader yet, because this is, in my opinion, you know, if put it this way, guys, if you're not able to separate the market out into like little steps like this to where it makes so much sense, you know, well then, you know, other people can in the market. Other people in this market can do that. So if you can't, you're at a disadvantage. Point blank, you're at a disadvantage. And fuck me, you got balls if you think you can fight the other people that know these things, you know. So you know, there's very easy fixes to this. We've been able to teach people all about this stuff within a 48-hour time period. It really just depends on how quickly you can get to grips with this stuff. But most people that join our _FLYS VIP group are going to be getting free access into our _FLYS Academy courses, and that's where I teach you all of this stuff from start to where I am. I mean, you'll be as proficient as I am by the end of the course, and this is, like I said, it depends on how quickly you can go through it, but you're going to get a good grasp of the market, of analysis, of trading, of risk management, of managing your own psychology, because that is probably the hardest part about being a trader, all in that academy. But you're then going to see me implementing it all when you watch VIP in real time. So that's where, you know, that phantom trade comes in, this potential next couple trades that I'm eyeing up on Bitcoin and Ethereum and so on, that I've been telling VIPs about. So there you go, check that out if that interests you. Let's see what some of our key indicators are doing. So the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud, we didn't even hit that. That's dropped down now. Our support levels are, I'm sorry, our resistance levels are getting even lower. That ceiling just keeps dropping, guys. It's getting pretty hot in here for sure. Daily resistance very far away. 1-hour Ichimoku cloud just doesn't really look relevant right now. Let's check out the moving averages. Yep, doesn't look relevant there either. 4-hour EMA ribbon, yet again, classic rejection. Really, guys, it's I mean, I've been talking about this indicator for years. You know, it's been, I only use the EMAs and the Ichimoku cloud. You guys know me. If you've been watching this channel for anything longer than a week, you're gonna know that I almost never talk about any other indicators. I'm really very much stuck in my ways, and I am totally happy with that because it's so damn reliable. The good news about these things now is if you look at how far the price has deviated away from our moving averages, this is usually a sign that we might be able to kind of come back up. You know, when the price deviates too far away from the moving average, in this case, take a look at this, moving averages are up here, price is down here. You know, generally the price is gonna fight its way back into that ribbon, and obviously the ribbon's going to move down as well, so it's going to get easier for the price to trade into the ribbon, but the price will also just kind of move into it, you know. So you know, is that going to happen again this time? I don't know, but does it almost always happen? Absolutely yes, it almost always happens. So that's something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Obviously right now people can't really entertain ideas like that because they're scared, you know, so that's where these opportunities really start coming into the market. If you can see these things and just remind yourself of how these markets do tend to operate right here, it's very fun to watch indeed. Daily time frame, we're still quite far away from that resistance as well. So you know, we've got a lot of nasty stuff overhead, guys. You know, I think the problem here is that Bitcoin can pull like 2, 3, 4 really good impressive moves right now, and we'll still be under heavy resistance. You know, I almost don't even want to analyze Bitcoin right now. I just want to stick to things like the S&P 500 because I don't even think Bitcoin analysis is totally relevant. You know, when you look at the total collapse that we're on the edge of right now, you know, for for the indices markets, you know, with the dollar just shooting up, right? So if this doesn't stop, guys, you know, and I don't see any reason for it to stop. I'm almost just hoping that I'm wrong with my analysis. You know, yeah, it's going to be hard to see where the relief comes in for these markets. So that's what I'm looking at. I think I heard there are like 7 federal meetings, like for the Federal Reserve, like this week, something like that. So a lot of stuff can go down. Things could get shaken up this week. I'm going to be keeping an eye on it, but for the most part, I'm going to be sticking to the numbers. You guys know what to do if you've enjoyed this video. Hit up the like, subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You guys know the deal. This is where you're getting the realest, most raw technical analysis that there is. You know, we stare harsh realities in the face and accept them. That's what we do. If you want to see how that translates into trades, these are the steps on screen. And if you want to get your 8 grand for free in bonuses on BitGet, check out the link in the description as well. I'm going to be talking about them a little bit more on the YouTube channel as well, with maybe another video. Let me know if you guys want me to talk about the copy trading feature. It's very popular. I don't like it, but a lot of people do. So I can talk about that if you guys are interested. And they actually want me to talk about it too. I'm just deciding whether or not I should. So yeah, I'll be interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. I think it's an interesting feature. It's just dangerous. Like it's really, really bad for the psychology of the trader who's doing the copying. You are how do I say? I mean, it's like if you want to feel good, but you turn to heroin instead of going to the gym every day. That's what copy trading is. Like it's going to completely fuck up your sense of accomplishment as a trader. And that's not going to do you well in the long run. You know, you might make some profits in the short term, but in the long run, I've never ever seen this work out. But you know, if you can dance with fire and not get burned, I like doing stuff like that. Then this is a cool feature. So it's cool to see that they have it. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Hope you've enjoyed this one. You know what to do, and I'm out. Bye bye.